Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Victoria, Tundu, MK Abiola.
Good morning.
You're in a better mood today.
Gosh, Mr. Efeni.
Yes. Now let's start the review with this day. Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story. Buhari military not doing enough to end insecurity despite logistics provided. Fear situation may linger except citizens offer information. Orders release of kidnapped Kaduna train passengers. IG justifies police presence in Southeast. Says attacks on officers no longer tolerated. Yes, the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, giving that verdict that the military not doing enough despite all that have been provided for them to fight this war. Well, if any other person has said this, perhaps there will be some criticism. But this is the president telling his military top brass to their face that he is not impressed. He is not happy, according to the reports, just like most Nigerians, if not all, are not happy with the security situation in the country, while the rest of us can be unhappy and go to sleep. The buck stops at the table of Mr. President. He has to do what he has to do. Where do we go from here? If we are provided all the military need for them to fight this war, perhaps the president will also take part of the blame. Because at one point, the president told us that those who are causing most of this problem are Fulanis from outside the country. Yet, our borders remain porous. And if we want to tighten security at the border now, after the horse had bolted out of the stable, they are already inside the country. But something has to be done. Marching orders, we've heard many times. What will change this time with the president telling his security chiefs that they have not done well so far? I don't know. I don't have the answers to that. But if we look at the Guardian newspaper, Insecurity of Obasanjo, others insist on state police as Buhari task service chief. Buhari meets service chief, orders them to rescue all captives across Nigeria. NSA, El-Rufai comments compromising security, Syria better than Nigeria. Peter Obi is the one saying that. He wants to be the president. Would like to hear what he will do differently. Yes, I think the presidential aspirants will be telling us what they will do on a number of these challenges confronting the country. Ruben said it will not be easy for the next president. Well, that is a fact. That is why they should be telling us what they will do differently. Well, there's another story on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. I look at that pyramid, rice pyramid, and Nigerian production puzzle. Yes, it's a big story inside the Guardian. But if you look at the Business Day newspaper, yes, the Business Day newspaper about rice, Nigerian rice millers import paddy despite mega pyramids. We have sufficient paddy, says CBN. Well, argument. Nigerian rice millers have said they are importing paddy from some neighboring West African countries to keep their mills running, a development that runs counter to the claim by the federal government that the country has achieved self-sufficiency in the production of the grain. That has always been the sing-song of the CBN governor. We have done well. But rice millers, if they don't import from neighboring countries, their machines will just go quiet. That is what the RAPT report is saying. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper, Insecurity, State Police, now a better option. The Leadership newspaper, the same lead story. But I will just look at the story beside the photograph of the Leadership newspaper. Autonomy. Local government areas are not governor's pot of soup. That's the label telling the governors. If that is where they leak their soup, of course, we know how the governors have the local governments under their grip after imposing their cronies as local government chairmen through elections that they usually find a way to win for their parties. Both major parties guilty as charged. Now, the Nation newspaper, Buhari orders rescue of hostages with kidnappers. The Daily Trust newspaper, 43 days to INEC's deadline. APC, PDP in hide and seek over zoning. Game normal in politics, Bode George. Opposition parties' decision will determine ours. Ruling party chieftain. Yes, I know these two parties are looking over their shoulders. What the other will do concerning zoning. But the Daily Sun newspaper is reporting PDP, not consensus move suffers setback. Ango Abdullahi panel reportedly settles for Saraki. Tambuwa teams up with Wike. While the Punch newspaper, INEC to spend 239 billion naira on poll materials, presidential runoff. Yes, democracy is not cheap. INEC always prepares for runoff. First presidential ballot may not produce winner. Rec. Electoral Commission budget $5.39 per head. Project 100 million voters in 2023 election. 10 items constitute 78.44% of 305 billion naira budget. Insecurity can't stop polls. Chairman of INEC. While the Vanguard newspaper, Insecurity, no stopping 2023 elections. INEC. The New Telegraph newspaper, South 2023 presidency, South walks a tightrope as North plots to field APC, PDP candidates. We'll see how they will do it. The mood of the nation is that after 8 years of President Buhari presidency, should shift to the South. How the politicians do it, we're all waiting. Now, the foreign newspapers quickly. The Daily Telegraph newspaper, Johnson buckles over party inquiry. PM, that's the Prime Minister, agrees to face investigation by MPs as backbenchers fear backlash in local elections. Yes, also the Times of London, Prime Minister bows to new party's inquiry after Tory revolt. Yes, Boris Johnson, he will face that panel. And this is a potential resigning matter because that is part of the ministerial code. When you mislead Parliament. Ruben Rufai, Antundu.
I just hope he jumps before he's pushed. I mean, I just hope he's able to just maintain the last vestiges of his dignity. Otherwise, he'll be hauled out of number 10 in quite a shameful fashion.
He doesn't know shame, so he will fool himself to the end. Don't worry.
It's going to be ugly. Oh, no.
We've run out of time. Thank you very much, Emmanuel Efene. But whatever happens at the end of the day, it will be on record that Boris Johnson is the first prime minister in history to break the law in office. And he may be found guilty of perjury and of lying to Parliament, which is considered a very serious offense.